Michelle, you were really, really candid about this, and once you got that diagnosis, it meant that you had an 87% chance of developing breast cancer, 30% chance of developing ovarian cancer. How difficult was it to make the decision you went on to make, which is having that double mastectomy and hysterectomy?
I think, when you're faced with something as high a percentage as that, especially with the double mastectomy, it was quite an easy decision. The odds were far too high. I had saw my grandma and her mum battle breast cancer all of their lives. In fact, she had it 4 times. So I didn't want that for my daughter, and you don't want it for yourself. So I kind of consider myself as lucky because I got the option to eradicate it before it got to me. The total hysterectomy was a little bit more difficult because the odds weren't as high. Who's to say I was ever going to get ovarian cancer? Nobody could tell you. But what we did know is that my grandma had it at an early age. So at the age at which I would get it, if I was going to get it, was creeping up on me. So that's all the facts in front of you and you still don't know what to do. It's almost like flipping a coin. But when I take that decision, I'm then giving away my body for having children ever again, hitting early menopause, and things that I've wrote about in the book over the last few years that I had never really considered or really realised what was going to happen. If I had known everything, my decision might not have been different, but I might have stalled it a little bit because I think combating what I've had with 2 very young children has been very dark at times.
Why? What has been so dark? What was so difficult for you with your kids?
I think, I named the book Hot Flush because everybody associates menopause with hot flush or headaches. It's a metaphor for me because I haven't had those kind of physical symptoms. For me, it's been quite a mental challenge. And I'm quite a strong person and everyone who knows me or thinks they knows me knows I'm really vibrant, full of life and loud. And I am. But I think I was painting a picture of the last few years that I was still that person and nothing else. And so I was getting women come up to me saying, you're amazing, you're so inspiring. I'm having the same and I can't get out of bed. Or I've become this different person, I don't know what to do. And I'm thinking, I'm lying to you because I'm that person as well, but I haven't quite admitted it out loud. And I thought if I can't say it, then other women who are going through this are going to be questioning themselves. It's been a mental struggle. I don't really know the answer. Sometimes it's good days and sometimes it's bad days. A lot of self-hatred and things that my children shouldn't say at their age.
So it sounds like it's been a very long and difficult journey where you're learning and discovering as you go along.
Yeah.
I mean, so knowing what you know now and the decisions that you've made, I'm sensing that you feel there are certain things that you would do differently.
I think I would obviously have done my research more of what I could potentially expect after, hitting menopause. It's just very difficult because my story is not going to be somebody else's. Every woman will hit menopause at some point in their life, whether it's early onset or natural. How that affects the body and how they kind of deal with it will be completely different to me or completely different to the next person. So this isn't a book about self-help and everyone's going to happen this way. It's my story, just to show that there's going to be different flips to the coin when you hit that stage. It's been very therapeutic for me doing this, but I think writing it and reading it out loud, I realised that I should have asked for help. I should have took the advice of the doctors and had either counselling or therapy. I thought that was almost like an excuse of, okay, I failed and I shouldn't have asked for help, but now I know I needed it and I probably still do.
I know people can be really funny. They say they feel like it's a failure if they do ask for help, they go for therapy. In terms of your daughter then, Faith, there is also a chance, you've spoken about it being hereditary, your parents, grandparents and going through this, your mother and grandmother. In terms of Faith then, if she were to have this same gene or develop it, what then would you want her to do?
It's so hard. Faith's only 6 years old and modern technology with Google and everything on the internet, she's kind of aware that something has happened or is happening with Mummy. And we didn't want to hide everything from her, but I don't want to tell her. She's only 6. But she did ask me on her 6th birthday, Mummy, you've had an operation on your belly, haven't you? Why? And I thought, oh God, the questions come a lot sooner than I thought it would. So I said, Mummy had an operation to take away things that might make me sick. And she said, are you going to be sick in the future? And I said, I hope not, but I've done this to kind of stop it. And she said, Mummy, will I have to? And it was kind of then that I really kind of realised, I actually don't know. I said, I don't know, darling, but if you do, I'll be there. And I hope that when you're older, you won't have to have it. And that's all I can say. She's going to be about 18 when she makes that decision if she has to. I just hope and pray that by then there'll be some other way of getting rid of it or treating it.